Good morning and welcome. Happy Feel Good Friday, brought to you by Dakota Medical Foundation and Impact Foundation. Very special guest with us this morning. There's a free event coming up next Wednesday evening here in Fargo for parents and teens about living the ultimate life. We've got a young lady with us this morning that's been through some of these programs. Stephanie Johnston, a student at NDSU. Welcome to the show. Appreciate you being here.
Thank you.
So
I'm excited to be here.
Went to this thing called the Ultimate Life Summit, which is with the speaker that's coming next week. But tell us about your experience and what made you say, that sounds pretty cool. I'm going to go when you were, what, a senior in high school?
Yes. As you said, I first attended the Ultimate Life Summit when I had just graduated high school. I really hadn't any idea of what I was in for at all. And at the Ultimate Life Summit, they teach 7 mindsets that the most successful people in the world throughout history have shared in common. And these 7 mindsets are taught in morning seminars, and then in the afternoons, we got to go to Walt Disney World and other various theme parks in Orlando, Florida. And it truly was the most incredible experience of my entire life. And I found it to be so empowering that I saw myself sitting there in the seminars wishing that my peers could experience the same thing as I was. And so, to make a long story short, we actually made that happen in the spring of 2011. Scott Schickler, who is the main speaker, came to Fargo and spoke to 3 various high schools during 5 seminars. And 4 other team members from NDSU helped me do this. And he was so well received that he has been returning since. We actually came to Pat Trainer and Deb Watney at the Dakota Medical Foundation, asking them if they would be interested in getting involved with Scott Schickler and the 7 mindsets. And they really took it under their wing, got very excited about it, and have been very, very helpful ever since. And they've been helping him return. And now he's actually had the opportunity to come back to Fargo this September, actually next week. He primarily is being brought here, first of all, by NDSU. The College of Business Thought Leader Series is he's their 2nd annual Thought Leader. And then, since that is for NDSU students, we have now opened up a free public event for everyone else who would like to attend and learn about these amazing 7 mindsets.
So you said the most amazing experience of your life. Mm-hmm. What was the best takeaway? What was the greatest thing you learned at this event?
Oh, really what I learned was how to encompass these 7 mindsets in my own life. For example, my favorite mindsets are everything is possible and live to give. I've always been a high achiever and someone who wants to really do great things in life. And it wasn't until I learned about really what everything is possible means that I actually was like, wow, I really can do everything if I put my mind to it. And then if you encompass everything is possible with the live to give mindset, really everything is possible because you're able to use your potential to help others throughout the world.
Here's the cover of the book, and I have read it. It's a great read. It's kind of one of those motivational books. It's easy, it's fun. He's got some great stories in it. You talked about a couple of the mindsets. What are the other 5, if you know them? And if you don't, I've got them here. But what are some of the other mindsets?
Passion first, we are connected, 100% accountable. I said everything is possible, live to give, and the last one is the time is now.
I want to get your take. One of them that really jumped out to me is the 100% accountable. What did he talk about there? Because I find today it's so easy for people to sort of point the finger at somebody else and not look in the mirror. And so what did he share with young people like yourself about, hey, this is your life, you're accountable for it?
What he said is that really there are other people in your life that are influencing you, but when it comes down to it, you're the person living your life, and you're the one that can determine what your future becomes and what you learn from your past to help develop the future.
So how have you applied that in your life personally?
What I've taken out of it is not blaming other people. I've found myself saying, yes, I realize that these other people in my life have had an impact on things maybe negatively that have happened in my life, but ultimately I'm the one that had the biggest impact, and I need to learn how to change those things.
So I'm curious, and I could be wrong, but I think the stereotype is people that are in their early to mid-20s, it's pretty easy to blame and point the finger and whatnot. So with you having your eyes open and you find yourself amongst your peers, is it challenging for you to be part of that conversation, or do you find that you're becoming more of a leader and a teacher for them, or what's your experience?
A lot of times I find that when other people are talking about, oh, this person did this and all that, and dwelling on the negative things, I often tell them, well, you have the ability to change that, or you have the ability to change your mental attitude of how you see those. And you can take a bad situation and turn it into a good by realizing that you do have the impact that is possible.
And what do they say to you? Go pound sand, or thanks, or?
Well, they actually, a lot of times they say, well, I've never thought of it that way. That's
cool.
That's inspirational to me. I don't really ever get people saying, oh, well, you don't know what you're talking about. They actually, I think, like the idea of that and want to try to implement that in their own lives.
I want to talk more about the free event coming up next Wednesday for parents and teens. Before we do, guys, if we can bring up the picture of Scott Schickler, please, and the next one, please. I want you to give people an idea of who Scott is, because I think you look at people today, especially parents with teens, their lives are busy. They're driving to all these different events. They're trying to manage their work and all this kind of stuff. So I want you to tell us more about Scott and why we should take 2 hours of our busy lives to go listen to this guy speak.
All right. First of all, as I had explained, he's returned to Fargo numerous times over the past couple of years, and he is here now, and this isn't the first time that he's going to be here. So it's very likely that your children will be able to hear Scott, or already have. So if, as a parent, you can hear the same mindsets that your children are learning, together you can have a mutual understanding, and then can really help each other make that part of your household and part of who your children are and will grow up to be. And second of all, even though some of the seminars are geared towards the younger generation, these are all mindsets that everyone can really learn from and grasp. So it's just a great opportunity for anyone to come, and it's free, so it's...
And tell me, I used to travel with a guy named Tony Robbins who put on a lot of seminars, but they were fun. I mean, there was loud music, people dancing around. Is it that kind of environment? Is there like, hey, show up, sit down, I'm going to teach you about life kind of thing? Or what's the experience like?
It definitely isn't a boring, somber presentation. I remember, for instance, when I was at the Ultimate Life Summit in Florida, I was sitting at these seminars, and I was so confused as to why I was just as excited for the seminars as I was to go to Walt Disney World later in the day. And as I've analyzed it later and seen more presentations and things of that sort, it really is because, first of all, Scott Schickler is a very dynamic speaker. He can capture the audience in 10 seconds. And he also uses interactive videos, games. He involves the audience a lot, so it's something that is definitely very exciting to watch.
So in these 2 hours, is he going to talk about essentially these 7 mindsets, or do you know the specifics of what he's going to share in these 2 hours?
Yes, he is going to be, not all 7 of the mindsets, but he's going to be talking about a few of them, and then how to help your children implement into their lives, and then give additional resources that you can learn more about the mindsets, for example, online, and also they will be selling this 7 Mindsets book.
Nice. Anything else you want to share?
I just want to say that it's a great opportunity for the public to come and learn about this and become involved with the 7 Mindsets as they're becoming more and more popular in this area.
I think it's great. Again, I want to thank Dakota Medical Foundation for bringing Scott here. If you go to dacmed.org, this is a flyer about the event, but go to dacmed.org, DAKMED.org. You can get some free information about this event. Show up. It's next Wednesday night. And I got to tell you, when I was in 8th grade, I remember my dad sort of encouraging me to read some positive attitude books. And I was like, Dad, that stuff is cheesy. I don't want to do that. And you start doing it, and you find that, hey, this stuff actually works. It helps. Even in 8th grade, which if you've got an 8th grader, younger, older, take them out to this event. They may squirm and fight, be like, that sounds dumb, Mom. But I think at the end of it, you're going to find that their light is turned on. They're going to be excited about the event. And as you just mentioned, I thought was perfect. Now you've got 2 people on the same page about what these 7 mindsets mean for you and your family. So again, dakmed.org, dacmed.org. I want to thank Dakota Medical Foundation again for bringing Scott here, for sponsoring the show, the Impact Foundation as well. Stephanie, great job. Appreciate what you're doing as well, being a leader in our community. And be sure and tune in on Monday at valleynewslive.com, 9:30 a.m. Thanks for joining us. Have a great Feel Good Friday.